guys. Uh, yeah, I've had a couple of people send me a message. I guess on my install deal, I didn't really get much into the wiring end of it, but basically, I mean, everything I showed you guys, as far as like the hub motor and stuff, and the battery. I mean, all that stuff is the most hardest part. The wiring on this thing, man, it is so. Wow, damn keys on it. What the hell? I'm sitting here running the controller. Uh, I went down the mailbox earlier. But basically, the wiring harness that comes with this controller box, it is so simple. Like I said, all the leads are marked. It gives you all your stuff from the hub motor, of course. Wow, my brain went stupid. The hall sensor. I mean, this one has two plug-ins, and she told me they put two on here for backup in case something happens to one of the wires on one of the hall sensor connections. I've got a backup secondary that I can use. But basically, all these wires are all. I mean, one of them's marked pedal assist, which I still haven't got going yet. Uh, but like I said, all the wiring, the harness is all labeled. It tells you exactly what. And when you get these things in a kit, everything just plug and play basically, as far as the plugging in. Of course, the motor wires comes up, and they hook on the back of this Saptron controller, and it's all color coded. It shows you put the blue wire here, yellow wire here, it shows you the colors, tells you, one end is your power, one end is your negative, and you've got three motor wires that come up. I mean, it's real simple, like I said, and I guess I did kind of I didn't show that on the camera that much, but it literally, once I got the battery mounted and the wires up into this bag, and I got the controller into the bag, it literally takes you not even 5 minutes. I bet I connected everything in 3 minutes. Now, of course, like I said, I've still got pedal assist. I've got the pedal assist still to jack with, and if it doesn't have the same connection. Basically, there's a male and a male on both of my pedal assist. And to be honest, man, I've just been lazy. I mean, I'm not really lazy. I've just been kind of wore out. This whole past weekend, uh, doing this install stuff over the holiday weekend, man, it was pretty tough. I mean, it was grueling on me because at the same time, I had two different jobs going. That I had to go oversee. I had to do one of them down the road, down the block here, and trying to get all that mess going at the same time, man. It's like I said, I was pretty wore out. But I did that. I basically had the bike up and running on that Saturday, on the first day, basically. But Sunday, the next day, I actually spent a pretty big. Pardon the neighbors over there, but they're kind of loud. But basically, getting all these on Sunday was, and I've already put bolts on the seat for now. Right now, I've still got to do a couple of things. Uh, I'm looking into the front forks for one, because these are horrible. They've always been horrible, but now I've got more weight on this front. So basically, I'm looking into that, and I looked into that as far as I'm just trying to pick my options on what I want to do. It still rides, it still does, it just bottoms out when you hit some bad patches in the road, but and I'm fixing to go take me a little spin for a while. But yesterday I did that video with a buddy of mine, He's never rode an e-bike in his life, didn't know nothing, and it was a little slower pace than normal, but I got it up a little bit going, but like I said, I was trying to help him out and get, I try to encourage people to get, uh, I try to encourage people to get into this stuff, man. It's cool, and it'd be nice to have some more people to ride around with and whatnot, but like I said, it's not that, it really isn't as difficult. It's just trying to, with me that Saturday on top of being a little stressed out on top because I've never done this mess. I've done a lot of research on it. I've done a lot of investigation and watched a lot of stuff. And I'll be the first to admit that I am, as I get older, man, my nerves and everything else kind of gets a little frazzled. And, it doesn't take much to get me, a little frustrated. So I got to take some time, whatever. Uh, but dealing with the 100-degree heat, today's kind of nice. It was in the mid 80s all day. It wasn't really too bad. But, like I said, it's just, dealing with the heat and a couple of jobs on the side. And, like I said, it gets a little frustrating at times, but it really wasn't that difficult. I spent probably 5 hours on this thing though, because I am kind of anal as far as, I could have just wrapped stuff up and duct tape or electrical tape stuff, but I don't like doing stuff like that. So all my connections, all my wiring connections, uh, I make sure that I do, I want to do it right the first time. And basically, most of my stuff that I do, any kind of butt connectors or anything, you know, God dang, they're loud over there. Well, I was gonna show you. I don't know. Hold on a second. That's a stupid box. Old Chinese boxes. But basically, this is what I use. I mean, I use all these. These are all soldered butt connectors. And all you do is just, you pick out the one that fits your wiring, slide both in, in the middle of these. I'm sure y'all seen these. See that little dark metal band in the middle? That's solder. And basically you run your your wires on each end, and then you heat up that middle part. You heat the middle part up, and it actually melts the solder and actually solders the wires together. They're kind of a cool deal. And then, I've got waterproof connectors. I got heat shrinks. I mean, I've got in here, I've got every kind of every size heat shrink you can imagine. I've got heat shrink in boxes, all the way from 1/4 inch all the way up to 1 inch. They're bulk rolls. And like I said, I like to do some stuff. When I do stuff, I like to do it right. And I don't want to, I took my time on Sunday, and I didn't think you guys were going to sit here. And plus, that is, you know, doing that 12 volt, doing that 12 volt knockdown module there from the 72 to 12 module deal. It does make life a lot easier as long as you have all 12 volt stuff. And that's what I basically had. I did a lot of bench testing. I double check everything before I do it, but I did spend some time just making sure it's installed right. And once again with the heat, it was the same heat as it was Saturday. So, but anyway, like I said, this stuff is really not that difficult, other than when you get into trying to add lighting. I mean, we've got, there's blinkers front and back, new headlights, all this mess, but it did come with a harness thing. One thing that I've got to figure out that I'm still going to work on. Right now I don't have brake lights. I have not messed. I still, as you see, I still have these brake sensor harnesses and stuff, but as long as I got tail lights, that's my biggest one. I want somebody to see me from the back. These little cheap ass lights that they put on these things, other than the wired, I was showing my buddy yesterday how that wired is. Man, that tail light, I wish I could find that somewhere, because God, it's like a car tail light down there. It's bright, but you know, like I said, I I mean, it's, you know, it's probably 85%. Uh, but I'm kind of kicking a couple of different ideas around because I've got that 12 volt knockdown system. I can run a lot of, I mean, I can run any kind of 12 volt on this thing as long as I don't get crazy. But, and you know, I've got a couple ideas I'm working on still. But anyway, like I said, but you know, as far as so far, I mean, yesterday we did right under 24 miles yesterday, and you know, it wasn't blazing. I mean, at times I got it up a little bit, but like I said, I didn't want to push him to make him get out and try to keep up with me or whatever, which that bike, he tried a couple times. That bike, like I said, the wired, it doesn't. This Ridstar now, that blows that wired out of the water. It doesn't, the wired ain't got a chance. But, I didn't want to get out and push him and make him feel like he's got to try to drive fast and be an idiot like I am. Because, you know, I don't want nobody to get hurt. And I told him, take his time. I'll follow his lead and, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, he got up, I think he got up 30, 35 a couple times. And he actually, we got on a little back road down there and, you know, he actually fired it up pretty, you know, he wrapped that wired up. Like I said, he was like, he couldn't believe that this little black bike just kind of pulled away from him, you know. So, but anyway, like I said, once again, HEB Viper's tires. If you do a lot of road riding, I'm telling you, they're a lot smoother and a lot quieter than those Allscapes. I ain't bad mouthing either one of them because I've got both. This new one is the only one I've got the Vipers on. My other bike's got all the Allscapes. And I'm not bad mouthing whatsoever. I mean, either way, uh, it's just like I said, the Vipers may not be quite as good off road, but they work. They got tread, but they're so much quieter. And you know, if you're looking for more of a light trail and a street tire, man, that Vipers is pretty sporty. Like I said, I like trying different ones, and you know, even if you know, I'm still in the air right now on that wired. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've actually thought about selling it. You know, I've got the one red Ridstar, and it goes 30, which you know, it's a good bike. I just had it out the other night, burning some battery down. This thing is my speed demon, of course, but that bike is good for certain things as well. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of kicking it around. I may throw that wired up for sale. You know, see what I can get for it. I'm not gonna just get stole. And I did. I turned the output down a couple of clicks. You know, and he didn't burn it up real bad. We did go up a couple of good hills yesterday. It didn't overheat and do nothing. But like I said, we're just kind of playing around with things. But like I said, I'm gonna go out. You know, it's probably going to get dark within the next hour and a half or so, but I'm going to get out here in a second. I'm fixing to put me some gloves on and throw the camera on and probably go out and take a quick run and kind of go over here on the north end of town. I've been kind of beating the south end of town up pretty well, but like I said, I'll get out here. We'll get out and do a ride and stuff. And I think I'm still at 79, 78. Like I said, I did probably 5, 6, 7 miles today. Going to get the mail, run around the neighborhood and just goofing off, kind of blowing off time. But I don't know. I'm debating what I do. I haven't even tried to pick this bike up and try to see how hard it's going to be to get in the back of that truck. I'd like to go tomorrow and do a ride somewhere, but they're doing a ride out in Austin tonight, but man, I just couldn't. There's no way. One other thing, I'm getting on my rack that I'm trying to build. That was my next one, because that eliminates my issues. All I gotta do is put it up on that rack instead of putting it up in the back of my truck. And you know, now that I've got three, I could actually round up three guys, you know, two other guys. But I'm not going to fit all three of these in the back of my truck. So if I put one on the rack and two in the back, then you know I could actually round up three guys that want to go take a ride somewhere. We go ride. But and I've got my trailer too out Limp Passes. That's a little. I think that's a little much. If I could keep my trailer here, it wouldn't be so bad. But going over there and grabbing a trailer or whatnot, it's kind of a pain in the butt. And then I have to bring it back, and I just don't have no parking over here for all these damn vehicles and everything. But like I said, we'll figure it out. But I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna get a couple things together here real quick and just go take me a ride. I mean, it's Friday night. And I'm just kind of half burnt. I had to do some work today and had bill a couple of jobs I did. Like I said, it's kind of rat killing. But anyway, I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, got on the road here. Yeah, like I said, man, I'm kind of half-assed tired today, but I'm figuring I'd get out and just do me a little ride, probably go back home, make me a little something to eat, and watch a movie tonight. I should have yesterday's ride with that buddy of mine. I went ahead, I had to edit a lot of that, because man, I'll be the first to admit, I'm a potty mouth, guys. When I get hanging around the guys, man, I'll get a little bit of potty mouth going, so I cut the heck out of that video. But we had a pretty good time. Like I said, if you watch that video, I told him, man, he's been smiling from ear to ear since he started. But I put him on the wire, and I wasn't putting him on this because that was my first big ride, really. But I figured I'd put him on the wire, and I told him, you know, if he really liked that wired, I'd sell it to him. I don't care. Hell, I'd take the money off that and throw it into something different. But he enjoyed himself. But he was asking me how come, well, why did I have to do all the mod to this? So I let him ride the red one when we got back. I didn't video that, but he could tell, you know, it doesn't have any power on the bottom end. I'm going down this way right now because that train just went by, and we'll sit down there at the train tracks for probably 10 minutes till that big old thing goes by, so I figured I'd kill a little time. But no, he had a good time. But he had to admit, he said if he had to choose which bike he wanted, of course he made a comment, well, I could just buy this red one from you. And nah, I told him nope, because I got the red Ridstar and the blue now, and I'm not getting rid of either one of these. I mean, if down the road at some point, hell, I might have to do a mod on that. I may have to do a mod on that red one, you know. But like I said, it's pretty good. It's got dual batteries and all that at least, so can't complain about it. But no, he had a good time. But he did say he likes the way these Ridstars ride better. And if I was a good salesman, I wouldn't let him ride that. I'd let him just ride that. But it's like I said, I'm not trying to sell that wired off to anybody. And you know, it's good. It has its time and place for that one too. You know, it's a good cruiser. You know, it's pretty comfortable But like I said, man, I enjoy this bike better. You know, I enjoy the little Ridstars better too. I think they handle better, even with all this weight on it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've got the lid open on that bag down there. I'm just kind of playing with stuff. I'm Because I had one of my subscribers tell me I shouldn't put that in that bag, which right now I don't really have a choice. You know, he told me that he put his under the seat, but I asked him, was that on a Ridstar, and he never responded, so I don't know. I can't see having anywhere to put that underneath the seat. But like I said, I just put the top flap open. Yeah, just get some more air to it, keep it cool or whatever. But like I said, man, I'm pretty happy with this thing so far. I mean, it rips pretty good. Yeah, that old buddy of mine yesterday, his name's Frank, and he's retired military, and you know, he's getting up there. I mean, he's a little older than I am, but man, I don't know, after being around a lot of these, of course, I was raised in a military environment. My stepdad was in the military, but you know, like I said, being around a lot of these guys, it's kind of sad, man, because they spend their whole life in that military. Then when they retire, it's almost like they don't know what to do. You know, you can tell by talking to him that he really does he misses that military atmosphere, and you know, the way they do things. Man, that train just went by. See, I hit it good. But yeah, like I said, it's just I see a lot of these military guys, man. They have a lot of hard time trying to adapt to civilian life and whatnot. But you know, even him, after he retired, he still works he was teaching a class for the military, but he was actually contracting through Central Texas College here. But I guess through all this stupid budget cut stuff and everything everybody's going through, I guess they cut his job out for now. I don't know. He doesn't know if they're going to bring it back or not, which is sad. Like I said, man, it's kind of sad on these guys because, you know, as I said, a lot of these guys seem like that, you know, they don't, you know, that was their whole life. Get old Ridstar up it. Well, she gets up and goes. The Ridstar gets up and goes. Like I said, I haven't done any kind of adjusting, any kind of tuning, nothing. I mean, basically, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, yeah, it's going to do some blinkers. But I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest with you. I don't need to go, I mean, until I get this front end new, you know, I want to put new forks and stuff on here. Until I get all that, I really don't need to be going any, I mean, 50's about tops for me that I really need to be messing with. But I'm the type, if I crank this thing and get it going faster, I'm gonna use it, and I really don't need to, so it's probably better I don't. She's got some power, that's for sure. It's really all the power I need, to be honest with you, but I guess some people could say different, different folks for different strokes for different folks, or whatever they used to say. Old Mickey Mouse suitcase on the curb. Yeah, it's funny. Old Frank yesterday, man, he was smiling from start to finish. Damn, I think I missed my road. Where did my road go? I'm gonna cut through instead of going on that main road. I guess if there is anybody out watching this that has a 72 volt system, I'd be curious, because I read all kinds of different stuff, and I've got a guy over here in Killeen that's got a 72 volt. I need to get with him and ask him too. But where do you set your cutoff? Because I can adjust this controller to cut off at whatever volt. So once my voltage gets down, it'll shut off. Like right now, I'm at 76.4, and I won't. I want to know how far down. I think it's cutting it off at 20 or 25%. And I think that seems to me a little high. Because in 10 volts, it'll shut off. At 66 or 65, I think. And I'm just curious, what's the safest level, the lowest voltage as a safe level for me to set this thing to where I could get a little bit more out of the battery? I mean, I don't know. If it's 20%, then it's just 20%. It is what it is. But man, I don't know what road that was. I never pay attention to that. We got a car coming back here. Maybe it's where that truck is. No, that ain't it. I think it's this one. Yeah, Ashley, I think this is it. Turn my old blinker on. That's funny. Yeah, got garage sale signs. This is Lindsay. This is the road I'm always on. And if anybody's curious, I ain't saying I don't like to do it because of these forks, but the other night I had this thing up pretty good on one wheel for a little while, but man, when it comes down, those front forks make some racket, man. I know I'm gonna beat this thing to death, but yes, this kit, you can very easily do wheelies with this. I'm just saying, not that I'm a wheelie man. I used to mess around on them on my street bikes. I used to actually take my son down in Austin. It used to be called Austin Mueller Airport or whatever it is. And We used to go down there after they closed it. Man, look at all this junk. Like I said, there's an old diesel gas can if I still had diesel. See, I bet that refrigerator works, and they just throw shit away. And I mean, there's a dirty Charbroil thing, but I did that one year when I was working up here. It was old stainless. Hell, there's a Craftsman weed eater. Junk, but it's Craftsman. It's a weed eater. Yeah, when I was working down there one time, I found a nice stainless Charbroil barbecue, grill. I took it home, cleaned it up, used that thing for 3 years. Like I said, these people throw stuff away. I guess because they can't take it with them if they get shipped overseas or something. I don't know. Yeah, I just got a little burnt with all that heat, messing with all this stuff. Like I said, I'll get back on it. I've got a couple of things I'm still gonna order. I'm still gonna add a couple more things. She's supposed to be. I'm waiting for her to get back with me, but she's off this weekend. She's supposed to get back. She's probably checking into this, get me a new screen that the USB works, but on top of that, because I have that 12 volt knockdown module, I'm going to go ahead. I'm thinking maybe over here, I'm going to put, I can pick one up. I think there's a USB-A, USB-C module that you can put on the handlebars, and I'll hook it up. I'll hook it up to I'll hook it up to that 12 volt. That way I'll have USB-A, USB-C. I'll have all that. I mean, I could if I figured out a mount system, and if I got the USB, hell, I could put my iPad up here. I could have a big old monster screen if I really wanted it, which I don't need that. There's a guy online that's got all these screens. It looks like some kind of command center on that thing. It's ridiculous, but I watch a guy out there, in my car. In my car, I've got one of those CarPuride CarPlay systems, and they even sell these controller screens that have CarPlay junk. They're aftermarket stuff, and you gotta really dig deep to find one that's gonna match up to this controller, which it is what it is. I don't know, but like I said, he uses that. He doesn't even have. But that's the guy that's in California, and he actually runs on one of those Honda AV 160s or whatever. It's a gas scooter or whatever, but hell, it's all the same, pretty much the same. I could run the same thing, but I could do Bluetooth on it, and you can do CarPlay, you can do everything on it. It's pretty nuts. And they make a smaller one for a motorcycle. Mine's a little, it's probably, I think it's 10 inches by 3 or 4 inches. But they make them quite a little, they're bigger than that, but like I said, it's endless what you can do with this, I guess, especially when you've got your full 12 volt knockdown back there. Anything 12 volt, you can hook up to this thing if you know how to wire it. But it is what it is. Like I said, man, I just want to enjoy it for a while, man. I'm just burnt out messing with everything. I don't think those front forks are going to be that difficult. I tried to get with this guy, that B something, whatever his name is on YouTube, but he's done some stuff. And, there's that Luke guy on Ridstar thing. He's talked about that guy's videos, and like I said, but he's not very informative. Then he'll put I mean, he'll put item descriptions in his description, and you click on it, and it's not what he used, or it's sold out. But I mean, he throws up links for Amazon, but then when you click on it, it doesn't have what he used. Like I said, the guy's kind of crazy, but I got into it with him because I noticed that he did one of his videos where he changed the forks out. Well, these tubes on these existings are 32 millimeter. And basically what he did was he found a set of shocks that had 32 millimeters. So he didn't have to take any of the triple tree stuff off. He took off all the mounting screws, slid the tubes out, and slid the new 32s in. But after that, then he does a video, and I was trying to talk to him yesterday because he showed a 34 millimeter where you got to change all of it out. And I asked him, why are you doing 34s instead of doing that 32 that you did on one of your videos? And that video is like a year old, and he did it on the Ridstar. But the guy doesn't respond. He didn't respond. So I don't know. Like I said, he's not real informative. I mean, he does do some video stuff on there, but he's just not real informative. He won't. I tried to carry a conversation with the guy, and he just stopped. I don't know. This town, man, it's got some rude people in it, I'll tell you that, man. You try to be nice, wave at somebody, they don't wave. I don't know. Kind of weird. It's a weird town. I mean, it's a military town, but that shouldn't make no difference. Human beings are human beings. Back on the school. That front end will come up, I'm telling you. If I yank on it, it'll come up. It'll go straight up on you. Like I say, I just don't want to screw up these damn forks before I can get some kind of something to replace it with, man. Like I said, I've been trying to. What am I at? I mean, I've already put damn near 100 miles. I'm 80 something miles on this thing. I haven't videoed them all, but like I said, yesterday we did 24 miles, but it was took 4 volts. 5 volts is all it took off this battery to do 24 miles. So I think I've got some range on this thing, but I think it'll end up with some pretty decent range as long as I'm not just hammering this thing, you know. But I'll tell you this, I rode beside that wire yesterday, and I'm telling you, those geared hub motors, good Lord, I didn't realize how loud they was till this. Because he even told me a couple times, he said, how come this bike makes noise when I hit the gas, but yours is quiet? And I explained to him how it's the direct drive, gearless thing, but and everybody on the damn Facebook keeps ranting and raving about this shell that's supposedly a restaurant, and I've never been in this store. I've gone to the one across the street, but they swear on this thing. This person makes badass food in here, but I ain't never ate here or nothing. I mean, I don't make a habit of eating at gas stations. I try not to, because usually it's unhealthy, but they're saying the guy makes pretty good food. Supposedly. Yeah. Grease busters. But yeah, this thing did shut off on me. I mean, I had no idea where this thing cut off at. But yeah, I was down, thank God I was at the end of over in the neighborhood instead of down way far away from home, because I had to pedal this thing. It will, when it shuts off, you can get maybe a mile or two an hour out of it, but that's about it. My hat won't stay on if I go fast. No. We ain't going right. I should have went right. I was supposed to go right there. Dadgummit. So I would turn around. Yeah, like I said, once I hit about 45, my hat will blow off. I gotta take it off. I really do need to get a helmet though. But we did get we did get 51 on that one, but I didn't have it come all the way on the throttle, but I can probably get 55 out of this thing if I try. But like I said, 50's fine. And that wasn't too bad because the roads are smooth. These roads out here are pretty slick, man. So like I said, it wasn't a bad ride. But that's really, I really don't need to be going 50 miles an hour. Much less anything faster. See, this controller is not hot at all. I'm even going that fast, but I don't know. I'm still at 75 volts. I'll burn a couple of volts. But as I said, I'm sure if you just hammer this thing, it's going to suck that battery down pretty quick. But she rides pretty quick, man, pretty quick. And I'm sure I've said it before, and I don't, like I said, man, this whole thing about this modifying stuff, I can deal with, speeds. Even if this was still 30, that red one, if I could just get the balls on the bottom end of that bike, if I could get some good, hell, this thing just takes off, man. It's nice. And that's my biggest thing. I don't mind 30, But I want to get the 30 fast, and that other one just don't do it, man. And it's, you know, it is the low amperage. I know that's what it is, but it would be cool if you could just get, I don't know, I think that thing's like I think that controller on that original Ridstar is only like, I don't know, I think it was, that saying 28 or 30 amps. You know, this is 100, but I mean, if they could make some kind of little crappy controller that would match up with this thing, where it wouldn't be such a pain in the ass to do, if you could just pump a few more amps out at it to get that lower end power, it wouldn't be a bad bike. It's still not a bad bike. Like I said, if I didn't think this was a good bike, I wouldn't have put the money into this. I would have got something else. Now, if I can ever get a hold to that Super 73R, that little RX or whatever it is with the rear suspension, I ever get that, if I could find one of those cheap, I promise you, I would have to do the old upgrade. And it's got plenty of room down there for a battery. So, like I said, I would do that. And that's not out of the realm. I mean, like I said, man, I'll sell that wired. I don't care. But if I could find me a Super 73 somewhere, I'd sell that wired and do an upgrade on that and have me a Super 73 too. But man, look at all this. I guess they got a bunch of rain. It washed all the dirt down. I'm gonna stay out of that. It looks might be a little muddy. Like I said, that front tire comes off the ground. She got some power. Oh, golly, that damn thing. Hey. But it's fascinating as all get out with how this stuff works. God, I mean, if I would have had stuff like this when I was a kid, good Lord, talk about fun, man, I'd have a blast. Yeah, cutting off here. Get it. God. Damn these shots. I ain't coming down here in this park on the weekends and stuff. Everybody down here got the barbecue pits and make me want to go out and eat barbecue. Man, I gotta find me one of these little bathrooms or something, man. I gotta take me a little bathroom, little nature break. I don't even know. Like I said, that's part of it, and I forgot to check, but I wanted to see how much battery I got left on my light, my big light. Let's go down here and see. Golly. Because I don't actually have. No. Oh, great. It's warming over the next 3 days. What the hell has it already been? It's been warm. I'm gonna turn this screen down just a touch and save some battery. It doesn't use a lot. I used a lot yesterday. Like I said, as soon as I get my USB one way or the other, it won't be so bad. But I guess I ought to turn my lights on, I guess. I need to find that bathroom, you know. Where's that damn bathroom at? One over here. I think there may be one over there. Oh, I got one right there. Loud ass kids. Yeah. Alright, I'm back. Man, I tried to leave the house. I went in the bathroom and left the damn camera going there for a second. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Oh, turn the key on. I wanted to play with these too. I want to see exactly how fast these pedal assist will go. I think I did it standing up, but why did I get off? Like I said, it'd be nice to know the speeds of these different settings. How's it going? This is pedal assist 2. I'm gonna get over on this little road here and play around with it a little. Little big turtle down there in the water. That's funny, these people, all these people yesterday, old Frank asked one of these guys, y'all catch anything? No, nobody ever catches anything when they fish here. So 2, pedal assist 2 is 18 miles an hour. Pedal assist, let's see what 1, I think 1's like 9. Yeah, see, it doesn't even get to that. Pedal assist 1 is 8. Pedal assist 2, 16, 18. I guess I need to turn some lights on or something. It's getting a little dark. Turn the lights on there. Turn that one down just a touch for now. About there. Yeah, I'm sure somebody that really gets into all these e-bikes there, you'd probably freak out. They probably freak out on how my system works right now. But it works. Oh. Golly. There we go. Now we got our rear lights. Yeah, right now, I mean, like I said, I'm trying to figure out the brake light system. But I jumped that tail light because I was wanting to get out and I was wanting to get out and do a ride, so I threw that tail light on a toggle switch, kind of like I did my other the other Ridstar with that second battery. It's back underneath that controller box. I put a little toggle switch in there so I can turn that back on. And I could have. My problem was all I was gonna do was I was gonna run the tail lights. I was gonna run them in line with the headlights, so when I turn the headlights, the tail light just come on. Well, every time I did that, and I don't know, I still can't figure out what happened, why that happened, but I know something. There was 2 wires on that tail light that would work the tail light. I figured out the 2 wires, but when I put those in series with the headlight, the headlights. So when I wouldn't even turn the headlights on, but when I wired them up, there was something that was a hot wire off of that tail light that was crossing up, because it would turn the headlight on without turning the switch on. But the only way I could do it is I got the headlight on the headlight switch like it's supposed to be, and then I put that tail light on a toggle for now. But I'm still gonna dig into it. I just got burnt out, man, because that was 2 days in a row I was jacking with this stuff. So, but like I said, that was just a quickie. I had a little switch laying there on my bench, and I just threw it up there for now. It's nothing to replace. I can replace it, but at least I got tail light. I don't have brake lights though, but I don't really care about that. Like I said, I'm 18 miles an hour. That's it on pedal assist 2. I wanted to go up the hill. There's a guy that was saying that he rides up on Skyline and junk all the time, but said he was down by my house yesterday, but me and Frank were out. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if he does stuff on the weekend or what he does, but I think where I want to go. I'm still playing with these batteries. Like I said, man, I don't know. I'll feel a little more comfortable when, after a few more trips where I know how far I can go and where's my cutoff point. But let's bump this up one to pedal assist 3 here and see. I sure wish I could figure that 3-speed switch out though. I'd like to have that, but not a real big deal. I've got the switch. I laugh at these people. I mean, I know that they're being patriotic or whatever, but dragging these big old flags behind your truck, I don't get that. Looks goofy. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna burn a little bit off of this, and then I'll charge this thing overnight. This thing took 8 hours. I want to say it took 8 hours to charge this battery. I think that's what 8 or 8.5. Yeah. See if those stores. It was closed yesterday. Uh-oh, they got fuel prices. Nope, they didn't. It just changed. I thought they had already. Well, they did put some kind of price up there. It was just saying 6s and 7s. I think it's saying something different right now. No, I thought it did. Yeah, I didn't even put the flat out in these damn tires yet. Like I said, man, I just want to ride. I'm tired right now. I don't feel like jacking with nothing. That I don't feel like working. Hell, I should have went and worked. I mean, it's Friday. I'd probably go make me a quick $50-$60 in a couple hours. But like I said, I just don't. I'm not very motivated. What's going on here? Yeah, we'll just get out of here. What the hell? Auto blinker. I think the blinkers is the coolest. I mean, now of course this whole mod kit's pretty cool. Man, I'm proud of them little blinkers. That's cool. I'm gonna go back in here in this little ghetto-y kind of area and see if I can weave back through. Go back over there towards where I can go up on my hill eventually at some point. I'm gonna weave back this way and see. I know it goes back that way. I just gotta figure out how. Yeah, I gotta work on those back brakes still. They're still squealing. And I'll be saying that for the next month probably because I'm lazy. Avenue F. God, that man, for something, like I said, that barbecue sure sounds good. But there is a place that I heard of. It's over in Harker Heights, but I'd have to get. It's too late to me to try to get over there before they close on this. But I like that little light switch and the little blinker switches and stuff. I like that. That's kind of nice. Plus, they all illuminate, so you don't leave your blinkers on and stuff. You kind of know what's going on. I've got another little mini round switch that I've got tagged on my shopping list that I'm gonna do. I've got like a 2.5 foot or whatever it is. It's one of those LED lights and it's blue. I bought it for the wired, but I never put it on it. But I'm gonna do one of those little switches. I'm gonna do a little switch somewhere here and then put that blue undercarriage light. I'm gonna light, and the one I've got, that strip light I've got, it's bright. It's actually made for boats. And that thing ought to light the ground up underneath this thing pretty good. It really should. But like I said, I got a lot of little play stuff, little ideas. And here we go back into here. I have no idea where I'm going, but we'll see. We'll see if we can figure it out. What's it like? You're like I'm doing good right now? Nah, hell, I can leave it off. What does it say? On high. Oh, hell, I still got 2 hours on that thing. What is this? What is that? Off Me Riders Group. Yeah, like they did like I said, they were doing a ride out in Austin today, but I still hadn't loaded this thing up yet, so no, I think I'm premature cutting through here. Need to start back over there. Yeah, we'll turn it on low. Yeah, why not? We'll light it up a little better. Go on, truck. Look at this. Oh, hell. See, I'm already on veterans. That's crazy. That is cool. Huh. I've already got across to go up the hill.
roads are horrible. Yeah. Got old Pokey Joe over here. What the hell are you doing? I said that controller doesn't get real hot. I mean, of course, I'm not blazing or nothing, but it doesn't get hot, especially when I leave that lid open like I do. And I don't always open that lid. It doesn't have to be. I mean, I haven't had it shut off or nothing. It doesn't get that hot. I do wish there was more where I could control the temperature a little better. But I mean, right now, I'm not kicking but 900 watts. Sometimes up to 1,000, just going this fast, but that screen's a little small. It's a little smaller than I thought it'd be, but hell, it works, I guess. I mean, I can see everything I really need to see. I wish I could get that dumb clock into regular time and not 100 hours. But I didn't see a function for that. I know military guys and people. Hell, my old lady was in the reserves or something. I don't know. And she She does her little Apple Watch with a 100-hour military time, whatever. I don't understand why somebody want to do that when you can just put the regular time on there. I guess if you spend enough time doing the 100 hours thing, I guess you get used to it. Don't know. But I will tell you this, I've said before that there's 3 hills, there's 3 roads that surround this whole upper part up here. And I've been on 2 out of the 3, and I promise you this thing don't have no issues at all getting up any of them. And they don't overheat when you do. It's not overheat. Hell, I don't even have to push it that hard like I do the wired, but like I said, man, it's pretty nice. Now this setup, I would have to say it's the closest thing, kind of like I say about my drone, to being close to flying. This is the closest thing, I think, to a motorcycle without actually having one. Not too shabby. I'm gonna piss these people off up here ripping through their neighborhood. I definitely don't want to do that. This is one of my favorite ride spots. I'm gonna turn this up. Turn this up. We got some deer. Got a bunch of deer up here. I know one good thing for this rechargeable light that would be kind of cool to have would be if they can make a like a wired remote that comes off that can bolt onto here where you can change the light functions. That would be cool. Instead of having to sit here and do all the pushing with your finger. It'd be pretty neat. I said this thing's still pretty agile, man. It's not hard, and it still functions pretty well. What that noise is down there? Blinker. damn deer alley, though. Here we go. Where all the damn deer usually are. Wow. Golly, man, these bugs are bad. Yeah, I kind of wish I could have went to that ride out thing in Austin, but I'm not ready yet. Like I said, another option I was looking at was just say screw it, just go. I mean, I've got a 4-wheeler ramp at my mom's house in Lampasas, in my trailer. You know, it's a big old wide ramp, which I don't need. I don't know. I can't remember if I use that ramp on this truck I have here or not. I used to put my 4-wheeler in the back of one of them. But if that ramp's long enough, I wouldn't be. Look at this. Look at all this. Well, let's see what they're eating. I bet somebody put something out here. Them damn deer. Those damn deer are eating bread. What the hell? I ain't never seen that before. Somebody threw a bunch of like rolls or something out there in the street and they're eating on them damn rolls. Them damn deer up here eat anything. I ain't never seen that before. I wonder why they's all congregating around. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be one of the hills. I don't know if I've gone down this one or not. I know the church road I did, but hell, we'll try this old hill. 72 volts right now. Like I said, I just think killing this thing at like 25%, I don't know. I could say maybe 10 or 15%, but I don't know how that works, but I mean, hell, that wired, I've ran that so much down to 5% before. I mean, it's not that I want to run it down super low, but I mean, if I need power, if I need to get back home or something, it'd be nice to get another 5 or 10 volts out of it. If that's not going to hurt the battery, that's my biggest one. What the hell is that? Damn fox. There's more fox around here. Look at, he's sitting there looking at me. Let's see if I can get him to stay there. Where'd he go? Oh, there he goes. We can go up there on those rocks. You gonna travel on? Huh. I hadn't talked to old Jersey John in a while. I bet he'd be watching this video. What you got going on up there in old Jersey? Jersey John. What are you thinking about this? You about ready to pull the trigger, get your stuff upgraded? Get up there and blow and go around that Jersey. What is that road? I can't actually see. Oh, that's the one that circles around the other way. That's right. No, it ain't. This is the way. What is that down there? I don't know if I've ever been down that road over there. This is another yard. It's usually full of deer. I think he feeds them. Let's go see what's at that road. What is this? That's a dead end to the right. I bet it's a dead end too down here. Yeah, that's what it is. Some nice houses in here though. I said, this is a neighborhood I don't get. Because you'll see coming up out of here, that hill we just went down, that's the only way you get out of this. And like I said, I'm curious how when it gets icy or snowy or something, how the hell they get up that hill? Or are they stuck down here in the bottom? Man, that house got a big old backyard, big old pool. I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand sometimes how some of these people, obviously, that people makes a hell of a lot more money. Yellow thing. I'm telling you, man, it still amazes me how quiet this damn motor is. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I wish all of Copper's Cove would have nice smooth roads like this. I mean, these roads down here are like velvet, man. They're quiet. I'll let this car go so I don't have to mess with him driving slow and stuff. Get on up that hill. Get on out there. Yeah, I want to try to figure something for tomorrow. I want to go do something different. Do something different somewhere. Kind of hard on a Saturday because it's just damn busy and all the drunks out on the roads. But I'd like to go do something tomorrow, something different. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'd like to. Like I said, getting this up into the truck with this big ass battery and stuff, I don't know how hard. If my truck was just lower, it wouldn't be that big a deal. This bike is shorter, so the problem is whoa. The big problem is trying to, when I try to put the front tire like I do the wired, you know, I can hit the brake, pull it up, and I can put it in the back, the front tire on the back tailgate. This bike don't reach the tailgate. I don't know. Like I said, I guess I gotta back the truck in the driveway and just try and see how I'm supposed to do that. Look at this hill. This old baby just go right up 30 miles an hour. Man, I try to watch that wattage. I'm curious to see what the wattage is on that thing as it's going, but it's hard to do that and see, look where I'm going because it's so small. should have looked at that wattage when I was out there on that road going 50 something and seen what kind of wattage it was kicking. Yeah, I may pull them brake pads off tomorrow. Pull those rear pads off, clean those up, maybe hit them with a little bit of wet dry sandpaper, and then clean those rotors off, see if I can get that back tire from squealing. Rawhide. Squealer. Yeah, mama's out here. Mama dear. Yeah, it's kind of hard to observe what's going on down there on the wattages and all that. It's kind of hard to look at that, look for deer, look where you're driving. There's too much to do. I need bigger numbers. Plus, I'm old. I'm getting old. I got the old man eyes. No, one. Yeah, there is that. Like I said, that Pecan Grove, I've been up that one. I've been up Colorado. The only one I need to do is that other one that's real steep. Not tonight. Now, this veteran's right to the right. That red won't get up that. Granted, it's 8 miles an hour when it does it, but it'll get up it. I mean, look at these roads. You got decent pavement here, rough crap. They just patch stuff. It's crazy how they are cheap. Somebody barbecuing. I can smell the old pit firing. I'm gonna make one more run down here. Some reason this is saying this thing's saying we did 22 miles. I don't think so. I don't know. We might have. We were moving a little faster tonight than we did yesterday. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Total different bike. Totally different. In a good way, that's for sure. That old deal. You looking for? Looking for a hiding hole. Pretty amazing, man. Pretty amazing. Yeah, like I don't even know if I finished what I was saying earlier, but riding beside that wired with that that gear hub motor, man, that thing was loud. That was pretty loud. I mean, it's amazing the difference. If I ever get anything else again, I promise you, it's gonna have that direct drive motor on it. I'm telling you, these motors are amazing. Smooth, quiet. It does have a little clicking noise, like you know how when you ride like a regular 10 speed bike, and you're coasting and not pedaling, and it does that clicking. It has that clicking sound, and the geared one doesn't, but I'm not sure what all that's about. But like I said, it's not loud clicking or nothing. It's pretty quiet, but you can hear it clicking back there when you're just doing it. But I mean, it's a real faint click. It's not loud. But, I mean, like I said, this motor is amazing. It is amazing. watch for these damn deer. I don't know. I may just get out and work next week. I may just buy everything. I just may go through and buy the damn front forks, buy the back, put all air suspension all the way around on this thing, get it done. I thought about it. I may still do that. I may go ahead and I might take that D&N air shock off the back of that wire, or I may measure it and see if that will fit on here and try that out. I may try it out with that D&N on the back of here just to try it and see how good it works. And if it works good, I'll just order another D&N. Just order one of them D&Ns for the ass of this thing, because I really don't think about the back too much. Of course it does. It is pretty stiff, but I just blame everything on these front forks more than anything. And that is the worst part of it, is these fronts. Damn hat trying to blow off again. Pretty good little scoop, man. Dong. Yeah, like I said, I'm telling you that controller, man, it's pretty. It ain't. It's not really even super hot. Wow. Why I turned that off? Let's go. Yeah, what's really weird is I don't even. If I turn that key on, I don't have to have that controller going.
the throttle still works. And I don't know if that's normal or not. That's kind of weird. You'd think the controller screen would have to be on. Let me take this camera off here for a second. Let that sit here for a second. I'm gonna go get my damn glasses so I can see. Bye, man. Gonna go get her glasses. Man, look at my garage. Oh my God, what a mess. This is another one I've been trying to fight off. This is that light I was talking about. I mean, look how long that thing is. But that'll go all the way down the front frame. It'll go all the way under and almost to the back tire. So, yeah, that'll be pretty cool, I think. Got my glasses here. No, I don't need sunglasses. Where the hell are my reading glasses at? There they are. But yeah, like I said, I got a freaking mess. I mean, still got stuff all on the floor. I mean, that's my bike box, and it's getting full. I'm getting more crap built up. I don't know, like I said, it's getting out of hand. Alright, let's look here. Why is that saying 27? Man, that's saying 20. Because I cleared all this out before I left. Man, we did 27 miles. 27 miles. Trying to think. That's 27 and a half. So, I can't remember what I did today. Whereas I was running it pretty good. 27.5. And then yesterday we did 23.5. That's 51 miles. 51 miles. And I think today was 7. It's close to 60 miles. But, and this battery, see, it's trickling up. I'm going to be up to close to 72 volts probably before it's all time it cools down. Let's look at here. 70.8 volts. It says I still got 75% battery. No, hold on here. What am I doing? Volts. No, I'm down here. Look at that shit. That's 70.8. They got an exact. So I've got 45% battery left. 45% battery left. Like I said, it'll cut off at 60. It was either 66 or 65, but that's 25%. That's when it shuts off. And I don't know if that is right or not, but that's where it's shutting off. It's shutting off when I got 20 to 25% battery left. But yeah, like I said, on one battery I've gotten almost right at 60. There's somebody done somebody left a message on the YouTube. You provide me with what? Provide me with the link where you purchased the kit from. Oh yeah, he's thinking it's AliExpress. I'll have to get on them. I'll get on there and let him know. But yeah, almost 60 miles, and we still got 45%, probably 50% battery once it goes back up. That's nuts, man. That is nuts. I think we'll have plenty. And like I said, if I can get the shut off, if I can adjust that down, which I just do that Bluetooth on the software, but I need to find out what's the safe what's a safe shut off uh percentage, as far as, I don't want to damage the battery. What's safe? What is a safe shut off voltage that I set it at to where it turns off? But anyway, guys, yeah, I should have that one video. It should have already dropped. I'll go check it when I get inside, and then what am I doing here? Turn these lights on. But yeah, I'll go ahead. Yeah, look, see, I got a switch under here. I just turned my tail light off, but I can turn that on or off. That's just temporary for right now, but like I said,
there's a toggle underneath here. And that one's got one under there too, but it's for, like I said, it's for
I put an inline switch on that battery to where I could actually run one battery and leave one turned off, or either way, because both of them got shut-offs on them. I don't know. But anyway, guys, all right, that was a pretty decent ride. We got out ripped a little bit. Got some wind in the hair and water coming out the eyes. But anyway, I guess we'll talk to you guys later. Like I said, I'm gonna let this thing cool off and everything. Probably throw the charger on it, get it charged up, and I'm gonna try to go do something tomorrow at some point. But all right, guys, we'll see ya.